All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming matchup between the Steelers and the Ravens. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Shout out to the people who have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. So before I get this really started, I want to do two things. I want to, one, thank you guys for the support on the last video, as it was like my first time doing the whole big widescreen camera. It did really well. So guess what? We're back with the big widescreen camera. And then two, I want to start this video out. It's crazy. I want to start this video out with praise for the Baltimore Ravens. Why? Because we all know that the AFC North runs through two teams. It is either the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens fans, if somehow you guys are on this and you are watching, please walk with me. Please join my side for just this moment before we go to battle. The two Ohio teams in our division have for a while been talking a lot of shit like they have ever won the division ever. The Bengals, sometimes they do it once every 10 years, just like a comet or some shit, or like a shooting star. They now and then can win the division. But the Cleveland Browns have literally never done it ever. I think since they were the old Browns, I think since they were in Baltimore, the Baltimore Browns or whatever the hell they were, I don't think the Cleveland Browns have ever won the division. Yet they talk like they have just been running shit for decades, and like they have the nerve to talk to Steelers fans. They have the nerve to talk to Ravens fans. They have the nerve, and Ravens fans, like I said, I'm starting this out with kind of praise for you. They have the nerve to talk about Lamar. They have the nerve to talk about your defense, to talk about your lack of wide receivers, to talk about this, to talk about that. And I mean lack of wide receivers in the past. Now you guys got Zay Flowers, you guys got Deontay Bateman. I guess Bateman's not very good. But you guys have pieces, right? I'm just talking about the old past. I'm talking about like the narratives that people be saying. These Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati Bengals fans really have the nerve to get this shit off all of the time, knowing damn well that their team is ass. Bengals, as I mentioned, you guys aren't as bad as the Cleveland Browns. I will be honest. You have pieces. You started out kind of slow. Maybe this year, you just keep it going or whatever. Maybe you come back into the playoffs. Who knows? But the AFC North runs through either Baltimore or it runs through Pittsburgh. And now is time for, the niceness to the Ravens to end. It normally runs through the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's be honest. Recently, the Ravens have been very good in the regular season. When Lamar Jackson is healthy, he plays very well in the regular season. I'll just say the postseason too. I don't want to turn this into a Lamar Jackson debate. But typically, when he is healthy, they play pretty good in the regular season, and this season is no different. I believe they are first in scoring. I believe they are first in rushing. They are just, obviously, the addition of Derrick Henry has really helped this team. And against every other team in the NFL, you should be spooked of the Baltimore Ravens if you are any single other team other than the Pittsburgh Steelers, because for the last 8 games, we have beaten the Baltimore Ravens. What do they point to next? Lamar Jackson wasn't healthy, right? Okay, you got me. But guess what? We were sporting an offense that wasn't healthy for the last 5 to 6 to 7 seasons, man. And on top of that, you guys played Mason Rudolph. You guys played Duck Hodges. You guys played Kenny Pickett. You guys played Mitchell Trubisky. Let's not act like the difference was that nuts when Lamar Jackson didn't play. Like Tyler Huntley, say what you want about him, has been somewhat of a viable option, right? Like Miami gave him a deal. Baltimore saw something in him to re-sign him at one point. Like, let's not act like the quarterback play has just been like, we're Big Ben out here in his prime against, Tyler Huntley. It hasn't been like that for a little bit. And on top of that, for you want to count the old Big Ben, you want to count the Matt Canada Big Ben. Like, are you kidding me? We couldn't score. You know what I'm saying? And so like to say this Lamar Jackson injury thing, to me is a little bit nuts. We just play well against Baltimore. Now, I, of course, am going to pick the Steelers in this. I believe we are a gritty team. And on top of that, too, every game we have played, our offense has been able to kind of put up what we need to put up. No matter if Baltimore comes out and if they just come out and start stomping us, okay, you got me. Like if they just put up like 21 points and a 21-0, okay, that's a little bit tough to come back from, obviously, right? But if they come out hot, our offense has shown that, hey, we can get it going when necessary. And on top of that, too, the Ravens secondary has not been very good. I believe Kyle Hamilton is coming back, but now with our newly touted offense, now with Russell Wilson out there, George Pickens, Mike Williams should play some more snaps. Now I feel a little bit more comfortable in this saying like, yo, we're going to be able to pass the ball on Baltimore. And what happens when we pass the ball? Then we start running the ball. Then Najee Harris gets going. Then Jalen Warren gets going. Cordero Patterson is also back. He gets going. The running game gets going. And then all of a sudden, guess what now we're hitting you with? We're hitting you with play action. And so that bad secondary in Baltimore, whether I haven't seen it yet, but just in terms of the stats, box score watching, in terms terms of the stats, Baltimore secondary is not the best. And so, maybe, just maybe, our offense can get it going. Next up, though, of course, we got to talk about the defense, because the defense has been the main story from us for the past seasons, but a lot of the times in the Baltimore Ravens games themselves. We've had some Kenny Pickett game-winning drives on them. That's another. I don't think Kenny Pickett literally ever lost to Baltimore. When he played the full game, you guys never even beat Kenny Pickett. So what are we talking about right now? But anyway, in those games, of course, we had game-winning touchdowns, but you look at the score of those game-winning touchdowns, and the score is 16-10. The score is 10-3. The score is 10-7. Like, our defense has been able to kind of shut them down. And I guess, now Zay Flowers in year 2 is something. Now you have Deontay Johnson, who, not too much on Deontay Johnson, because if you guys have been watching my videos, I really do like the guy. Now for me to like kind of clown on him in defense of the Steelers, I'm not going to do that. He is a solid receiver, but I'm supposed to because you guys weren't ever scared of us when we had Deontay Johnson. And so I'm supposed to see Deontay Johnson and be like, all right, we're cooked. No. The real story, of course, is going to be how we can contain Lamar Jackson. The real story is going to be how can we contain Derrick Henry. I'm not going to lie, too. Derrick has been a fantastic running back. He is a fantastic running back this season. I believe we've only played him once, and that was the Robert Spillane game. And so if he gets on the goal line, maybe a Landon Roberts comes flying in. But past that, he's going to get us on the goal line. But I don't think we're just going to get carved up by him, Maybe this is going to be old takes exposed. I promise I'll hang myself out there for you guys. Maybe it's going to be, just bad take in general, and Derrick Henry goes for like 250. But I don't think he's going to go nuts on us, right? It is all about how we contain Lamar Jackson. It is all about how we get to the quarterback, because if we can get to Lamar relatively fast before these deep plays have a chance to develop, if we can get to him, I believe we are going to win this game. I don't want to say pretty handedly, but I don't think it's going to be one of them 35-point games that Baltimore has been playing. I don't think it's even going to be as bad as Washington, low key. Maybe that's a hot take, but I don't think we'll allow as many points against Baltimore as we did against Washington. There was a lot of mistakes in that Washington game. I don't think we will make them. And on top of that, it is a divisional game. Hopefully Baltimore, I'd be really sad if they just came through, just touchdown. I'd be really sad about that. But of course, because it's a division game, because they're playing a top defense in the NFL, I don't think they'll be able to get that off, man. I really don't. And the last point, maybe the last point, I'm kind of yapping, but the last point about it is we have Mike Tomlin and you guys have John Harbaugh. And I've heard a lot about John Harbaugh. I've heard how good he is all time and like he's underrated. I don't know how Baltimore fans themselves feel exactly in this moment about him. Maybe they're not the happiest with him. Sometimes we're not happy about Mike Tomlin. Okay, and I don't care what the stats say. I don't care that, maybe he actually is in the same breath as Mike Tomlin. I don't care. Our coach Mike Tomlin is better than your coach John Harbaugh. We've been very aggressive with these fake punts. We've been very aggressive going for it on fourth down to draw them off sides. I like what I'm seeing out of our coaching department. I believe we will make the necessary adjustments. I believe we're just going to shut them down. Honestly, I truly believe that the Steelers defense is going to come out hooping, and the offense is just going to be another game. Like, this is going to be our NFL moment. This is going to be our highlight reel game. We're going to get some plays. And why is it at 1 o'clock? Why is this game at 1 p.m.? It should be a primetime game. You give the Steelers 7 primetime games a year where they, for the most part have done nothing. This season they've come back, but our primetime games is real spooky for me. I wish this game was on primetime right now because the narrative doesn't get any better. The competition doesn't get any better. The Baltimore, the Ravens and Steelers rivalry is historic. It is the best rivalry in football. So why this is a 1 p.m. game, I'm not sure. You know why? Because guess what? They predicted that Baltimore was going to be good, but even the NFL themselves was sleeping on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were thinking we weren't going to be in the right position for this matchup to be a primetime one. I will stand on that. And I don't know what our second game is. Maybe that one's the primetime one, but they both should be primetime games because it is the Steelers and Baltimore. The Steelers have a chance to improve to, I believe, 8-2. Baltimore has a chance to improve to 8-3, and we're in first and second place. There was a flex that happened. They should have flexed this game, but they didn't. It is what it is. Anyways, though, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. I just kind of wanted to talk about the game a little bit. I am excited for this matchup. I wanted to give my, takes on it. I also wanted to give credit to Baltimore because Lamar and them, they're playing incredible for sure. They're just regular season demons, man. They've been like this for a little bit now. You gotta credit them. Of course, they're like I said, the second best team in our division. The only real comp that we have, because the Bengals and the Browns, they are nowhere close to organization. The Browns are nowhere close to the Ravens, right? As an organization, and the Ravens aren't even close to us. You know, and so like that is the gap. Like you have to go through Baltimore first before you can even talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're nowhere close to either us or Baltimore. So take that home with your Browns and Bengals fans. Like, I wonder when you guys play. Does anybody care when they play? Does anybody care who they play? I don't think so. Anyways, though, as I mentioned, I think that is going to do it for me for this video. I just kind of want to talk about the game a little bit. Also, thank you guys for the support on the last video. I will see you guys maybe one more time before the game. If not, I will see you guys after it for the post-game reaction where we are moving to 8-2, where we are really solidifying our lead on the AFC North and stamping ourselves as AFC favorites and a team to be reckoned with. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.